I wanted to know, like, sort of from the talent standpoint, you know, at this point, there are a lot of concert vacation companies. You got Sixthman, Cloud9, Island Gigs, and CID, and that's kind of just the top of the iceberg. So how do you differentiate Sixthman experiences from, like, how do you differentiate Rock Cruise from Jam Cruise, and what like radius clauses are you able to implement? Like, if you play a Sixthman cruise, do you prevent those artists from then playing a Cloud9 event or an Island Gigs event or a CID event? Or do you face something that is, you know, vice versa, where you really want to get this act, but they played they're playing Jam Cruise this year, so they're not able to play another cruise?
Yeah. The quickest but also most gray of the answers is to say all of the above, because every scenario you mentioned has played out in some sort of way. And so we have seen bands that have been on with other promoters, but you know, either Sixthman or the other promoter has waived their radius clause. There was a time when we didn't necessarily need a radius clause. So I think, like, at the top part of your question, I think we're kind of at the beginning of that evolution and having to think about it a bit more. I would say for the top majority of having done this job here, while we were aware and conscious of competition or other promoters in a similar space, it's not something that we're thinking about day to day. And I'll say, for me personally, it's good to still live in that space and to let someone else do it. But I am confronted with it from time to time. So I think it depends on the tier of a band. For our core business, as well as the other people in the space, if it does make sense to allow an artist to do both or not. I would say at this point, all of our offers are going out with radius clauses, and it's not for any promoter specific in the space. It's just for, we ask that you do not do another cruise or destination event until after this event has happened. So that's kind of what we're looking at, which I would say, I don't want to speak for any of the other promoters in the space, but in general, I would say that most everybody would agree with that answer, that you don't want the same artist playing year to year to year on multiple different events, just so that you can offer the fan base something different. But I will also say, if it's a band that's, say, 40K or below, somewhere in the middle of the lineup or below, I think if you're not open to considering waiving that radius clause, you're standing in the way of a band doing something really cool and connecting with an audience. And I'm an artist forward sort of guy. So I like to take that approach. There are a multitude of different factors that could stand in the way of that, but that's at least my personal approach to it.